I would like to have you hear from, excuse me, have you hear from two people whose lives have been significantly impacted by the H-1B visa program. And through their stories, hopefully gain a better understanding of how the program is being implemented versus how it was intended to perform. And first up, I'd like to introduce Dena Moore. And Dena entered the IT field in 1980, and at a time when it really wasn't a popular occupation for women. And she has sat on the IT group board of directors, and through her long career has mentored many, many other technologists. And after 10 years at Disney, Dena was required to train her H-1B visa replacement before they terminated her there. And Dena has been interviewed by numerous print and broadcast journalist outlets, and so it's a real pleasure to have Dena speak with us here today. So a big hand for Dena.
I'm glad everybody came, and I know a few of you may have heard my story before, as I like to call it, the nightmare fairy tale. Since I work for Disney, I thought that that was appropriate. I grew up as a little girl knowing I could do anything. I was told I could do anything, and so I chose that route. And I didn't take no for an answer, and so I grew up and I worked with some of my friends to forge the way. And just by doing, not by speaking out, just by participating, was able to show that men and women can work together at work in these high-tech fields, at home and at play, and it does all work out. And there have been some very interesting stories along the way, as I was often the only female, but that is for a different day. And so I found myself a longtime contractor. I was an independent worker, and then I got a call from Disney. Now that was just the completion of my American dream. I don't know, with baseball and apple pie, working for Disney, I was sold. I went in, talked to them. They cared about their cast members. They cared about their clients, everybody that came. And they sold me, and one of the first times in my life, I became an employee. And I loved working there. It was like family. We were all one big happy family. And then a few years ago, we were mandated to go to diversity training. And I am a very open person. I was brought up to not be prejudiced. So this sounded like a good idea. And then dress codes were changed. And the word, you must be tolerant, was brought in. Which that was my first clue of, I'm a pretty bright, intelligent girl. Smells like the winds are changing and the fairy tale is about to take a twist and a turn. We were brought into what was called our first wave meeting. And the first wave, a lot of my friends in California, because we worked hand in hand, worked on legacy IT programs. And we got wind that they had to document, video, and record every legacy program down to its finite detail. Again, thinking this was strange, I went to management because I'm quite the bold girl. And I said, what's going on? And good or bad, people talked to me, and management said, well, we've got trips planned to India. We're hiring 2 outsourced companies. So the outsourcing companies were hired, and the detailed information, the videos, were given to them by the people in California, and the people in California were then fired. No severance, no warning. We were then announced Wave 2. So Wave 2 was we would begin working with remote citizens from various countries, India and China, and we were to educate them, help them. So we thought, okay, no problem for Florida, this is remote. Then wave 3. We were brought in one morning. There were about 30 of us in I worked for point of sale, so they did it in small groups of the thousands of people. I believe there was 3,000 to 5,000 IT workers in Disney, Florida. We were brought in small groups of people, 30 to 100 people, and told, 90 days from now, you are to be fired. We'll give you severance if, for the first 30 days, you document your job, and you are nice, and you train the H-1B visa individuals that they're bringing onto American soil, who are then working with the remote individuals in their respective companies. The second 30 days, they are to sit in your seat, and you're to take a seat beside them and give them your equipment and guide them along the way. In the last 90 days, you're just the overseer. Basically, sit, duct tape, and watch. I don't know about you, but to me, that was a tsunami. That was a hurricane. It wasn't a wave program. And once it hit the American soil with Disney, unlike tsunamis and hurricanes, it didn't slow once it hit land, because other reputable companies said, wow, Disney's bottom line has increased. Wow, Disney is a respected company. Wow, let's emulate. And so then you started getting all the newscasts about other companies following the same model. Because what's great about this database is I pulled up the numbers. Do you know there's only 3 H-1B visas filed by Disney in 2015 and 2016? However, the outsourced companies that they use with workers in Orlando equates to 1,500. So the model is, to me, of abuse and not what was intended.